Full Velocity TV begins now.
It is Tuesday night. That means it's time for the wildest ride of your life. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Full Velocity TV. Here live tonight at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a D1RT Racing Morton Construction Jackpot Modified Series presented by Team VLR. We are live here in the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track version, ready to go for what is going to be an awesome night here of UMP Modified Racing with Team VLR. Good evening, everybody. Phil Lacasse here, along with the Monstar, Jake Keel, the Marshal, Todd Stanton, as always, at the controls here on Full Velocity TV. And Jake, we come back here to the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, probably one of the best tracks out there so far in iRacing for these open wheel modifieds. We have a great field of race cars on hand tonight, and this is going to be a really great evening.
Yeah, it's a really close, fast track here in the 410s of Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a great night to be back here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm glad to be with the D1RT Dirt Jackpot Modified Series. It's a great series they put together here. And I just can't say enough about the quality of the racing here in this series as the cars are going out to make their qualifying times right now, Phil. We should have a really stacked night of racing with the D1RT Jackpot Modified Series.
And it is a who's who, as it normally is here every night at Tuesday night with VLR, the D1RT guys in the house. We have a great points battle on our hands between our point leader coming in tonight, that being James Edens, 1 point over the Austin car machine. Austin always a contender to win every week. Todd, it is going to be an electric night for us. This is probably your favorite track in the simulation as far as these open wheel modifieds goes, and we look for the cream to rise to the top here tonight as we have all the heavy names. They're all here on hand tonight live on Full Velocity TV.
Definitely, probably my favorite track in the iRacing simulation is the dirt track of Charlotte. And of course, the World Finals end here at the dirt track of Charlotte. So, but what better to see these modifieds out here and racing around this track? There's the high groove, there's the low groove. And man, I love those Ute tires on the bottom. As much damage as they can cause, I've always loved the Ute tires. And cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Who's going to win it? Where? Who's going to be set up for the bottom? Who's going to be able to roll it in there?
Well, it is a who's who as far as the top of this list and qualifying goes. We're just about 45 seconds away. Current quick time is being set by the number 1 of Austin car, a 16.322. The 80 of Dylan Wilson currently second with a 16.349. Cole Cabrese, number 49, 16.352, 16.399 for the 44 of Blake Cannon, and it's Shane James, a 16.401. Currently rounding out your top 5. You got names like Kendall Tucker, Chase Cabri, Corey Whitworth, Alex Bergeron, Jeremy Capron. Those guys currently rounding out your top 10. A new name just popping in to the top 4, the 127 of Blake Majulis. So we have a list of who's who of the heavy hitters in the house here tonight. And God, you think, Jake, we're going to go through what it looks like about 5 heat races. You play some alphabet soup here a little bit later on to the C main, to the B main, to the A main, and see what this 60-lap feature is going to bring. Looks like, I believe, we're going to have 6 heat races on tap if my calculations are correct. What a tremendous car count we got tonight.
Yeah, we've got great car count as always here with the Jackpot Modified Series. It looks like we've got our first race get ready to stage here with the number 1 of Austin car. He's going to be on the pole for the first heat race with the number 3 of Shane James. Inside row number 2 will be the number 23 of Jeremy Capron with the number 42 of Virgil Graham to his outside. In the 5th starting spot inside row number 3, that'll be Adam Elby in the number 74 with the number 6, or with the 6th spot to the number 03 of Dylan Thomas. In the 7th starting position, the 074 of Benjamin Burke with the number 5 of Eddie Underwood. Rounding out your field, the final row. In the 9th spot will be the number 11 of David Kolb with the number 26 of Stephen Calavoda.
That's a good field of cars right there. 10 drivers going to take to the racetrack for what is scheduled to be a 12-lap heat race around the 410 mile here, the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The cars are starting to roll away. You look right away. If you come in tonight looking at the point standings go, Austin Carr with our quick time. He's going to lead the field to green. Shane James, another heavy hitter. A winner a couple of weeks ago, Jeremy Capron's number 23. Virgil Graham in the number 42. You got to look for Adam Elby's back there, Dylan Thomas. I mean, a who's who of guys all sorted right out here in heat race number 1. 12 laps going to be the distance. I believe this time around, Jake, we're going to get green flag racing out to the speedway. Lights are going to go out atop the iRacing.com pace truck, and we're going to set these 10 drivers loose for 12 laps around. And keep in mind, only the top 3 will advance on into the A main.
Yeah, top 3 advance to the 8 feature. We, as always, have a stacked last chance qualifier section in these races with the Jackpot Modifieds. Like I said, Austin Carr starting on the pole. He's been running up front all season long in this series. As here we come around, it looks like the car's getting up to speed. We're about to go racing here at the Charlotte, the dirt track in Charlotte. We are green.
Green right off the gate. Austin Carr jumps out to the lead into turns over 1 and 2, and he goes right where I thought he would go, right up to the high side of the racetrack. Second spot, you find the 3 of Shane James. Here comes a 42 of Virgil Graham. He's rolling to the outside, side by side. Him and Jeremy Capron all chasing Austin Carr now. Good battle for the lead now as they head toward turn 1.
There comes number 3. Down to the bottom, that's Shane James. He's going to get a tire up underneath the number 1 of Austin Carr. Carr going to cut down to the bottom and slide up to the top as Virgil Graham trying to throw his name in the mix right there in that 3rd position. Give that lap to Austin Carr at number 1, but Shane James digging down on the bottom. Virgil Graham holding on to that final transfer spot to the 8th feature. He's got the number 23 of Jeremy Capron right behind him trying to make a move for that 3rd spot. Yeah,
that race up there for the lead looks like it's going to start taking shape here soon as Shane James is trying to run the middle side of the racetrack. Looks for a couple of corners, Jake Lake. It's kind of faster down there, and then you get to the other side of the racetrack, and all of a sudden Austin gets that launch off of turn 2 and shoots down the backstretch. So what I thought was going to be a race for the lead into turn 1 now turns out to be 2 car lengths. It's another 3 car lengths back to Virgil Graham, who has a mirror full of Jeremy Capron's number 23 back there, racing for the 3rd spot there in turn 3.
Yeah, Austin Carr, one of those guys that you think is going to be right there with the 2nd place spot, and then all of a sudden it's like he shoots off with a rocket ship there in that number 1 car. But like you said, Virgil Graham sitting in that final transfer spot. He's got Jeremy Capron, but now Adam Elby going into a 3-car battle for that final transfer. Elby going to have to settle for 5th at the line as he went all the way down low, and they will all go to the top through 1 and 2. Virgil Graham holding on to that spot, but for how long is Capron and Elby all over the back of that number 42?
I think as long as a 42 can hold on to the high lane and not make a mistake, I think he's right where he needs to be, sitting in that 3rd spot. You got to make Capron go to the low side. You got to make Elby make that whole shot move like he did down low. He really took a shot at it, but you see off these flat corners, he loses all that momentum, doesn't get that forward drive off. Right now, Virgil Graham sitting in the catbird seat there in that 3rd spot. Up front, Austin Carr, relatively unchallenged, a 2-car length advantage over 2nd place running number 3 car of Shane James. Shane is kind of riding there in line. Those guys are comfortable. The racing is going on now for that 4th spot. Elby and Capron, they keep switching spots out there. Put Elby to 4th there as they hit turn 1.
Elby going back down the bottom now as Capron goes around him, but Elby will make the move into turn number 3. That'll push Capron all the way down to the bottom. They're going to go side by side for that 1 position. This is for the top spot in the B feature. If they cannot get up there with the number 42 of Virgil Graham sitting with that spot to the white flag. 1 more trip around.
One more time around for the Austin Carr off of turn number 2. Commanding lead there off of 2 as he works his way into 3 for the final time. Off of turn number 4, heat number 1. Gonna go to car number 1 of Austin Carr. Shane James gonna come in for second. Virgil Graham will finish up third. Those 3 will transfer on. Adam Elby gonna pick up 4th, and Jeremy Capron with a solid top 5 effort, but those guys gonna fall short. We've got our first 3. They're locked into the main. Austin Carr picking up the win, our fastest qualifier. Really good solid run there. You gotta like the way Shane James looked, and Virgil Graham did not make that mistake in the top 3. We're gonna see those guys here in a little bit for our 60-lap main event.
Yes, we are. It's going to be a great race there. In the number 80 car, that'll be Dylan Wilson with 00 of Kendall Tucker. In the number 41, that'll be Shad Prescott with the number 28 of Trevor Fitz. In the 442, that'll be Jordan Casey with the number 10 of Skylar Brown. In the 75, that'll be Trevor Brownlee with the number 55 of Brandon Schmidt. Rounding out this field in the number 9 will be Dennis Potridge Jr. with the number 115 of Jed Barton. So, Phil, we've got another stacked race here with Dylan Wilson and Kendall Tucker, Shad Prescott. Those guys were running for a win last week. It'll be interesting to see who pulls out one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really looking at that third place running, car number 41 of Shad Prescott. Every time I come to Charlotte and I see him out here, he's always one of the faster cars out here. And if I got to make an early pick who wins heat race number 2, I'm going to go no further than the 41. But up front, as we're getting ready to come green this time around, our attention turns to the top of the field. You find up front, great qualifying time tonight for Dylan Wilson's number 80 car back there. You got Kendall Tucker's 00. How about guys like Skylar Brown on the 10? He laid back in the field. A star-studded field here for heat race number 2. We are green off of turn 4.
Dylan Wilson will be your early leader with Kendall Tucker right behind him. Now you've got the number 0 going down to the bottom. We got a race for the lead on turn number 2. Give it to Tucker into turn number 3. He's going to power down around the bottom and make moves. He will move up into that race lead. Dylan Wilson starting to fall back, but now he goes 3 wide, tries the slider on Tucker, cannot quite get to him. That number 41 on the inside might make the move for second.
Shad Prescott is down there. Can he make that running room around Dylan Wilson? The answer right now is no. Now almost a 3-wide scenario for second. One car coming down to the inside. Trevor Fitz of a 28 as caution flag going to come on the speedway. Caution flag for the first time here tonight over at VLR for the Jackpot Modified Series as things is happening here toward the back of the field. Looks like this one's got maybe the 55 of Brandon Schmidt involved, as well as I think I saw the 115 maybe rolling away a little tad bit slow there as well. So definitely got the 55 of Brandon Schmidt, who's going to have to come now from deep in the field as we're only 4 laps in. We got a lot of racing left to go, but so far, Jake, it looks like this place really tough to pass already here in heat racing action. These guys look to have all the power up to the top shelf of the racetrack.
Yes, it does, but man, Kendall Tucker making a big move there. It was a great race there for that number's 00. He's gotten up into that race lead, getting around Dylan Wilson. It looks like most of the time here, that pole sitter has the advantage there on the start, but Kendall did not give up in that 00. Kendall Tucker going to the race lead. Going to be an interesting race for that third spot as Dylan Wilson looks like he can hold on to second, but Shad Prescott has a great car there sitting in the third spot, as well as the number 28 of Trevor Fitz, and right behind them, the number 442 of Jordan Casey. So, this third spot might be a issue going forward. We'll see who can take that third spot in that final transfer into the A feature.
And keep an eye on the 10 car of Skylar Brown. If my math is correct, I believe he's going to start third car on the outside row. I think the outside lane may be the way to be, but we will certainly going to have to watch what Skylar Brown's going to see. But it looks like here, no penalties being assessed at Good Heart Racing Rec. So off of turn number 4, we're going to get back to green flag racing. It's going to be Kendall Tucker. He's first down to that loud pedal. We're green flag racing to turn 1.
Top 3 go to the high side. Number 28 of Trevor Fitz trying it now. Here comes the number 442 of Jordan Casey. He's trying to move into that third spot as Dylan Wilson making a move on Kendall Tucker. He will not get past that 00.
Kendall Tucker will continue to lead, but Jordan Casey drove it deep into turn number 3. He's working on the number 28 of Trevor Fitz. Fitz on the outside, Casey on the inside. That bottom side fill starting to come in a little bit, as now Casey will move up in front of that number 28, give the 4th spot to Jordan Casey.
That is great racing going on for 4th on back, but those guys are right now racing for that good draw for the B main because they need to be in the top 3 to transfer into our main event. And right now it's Kendall Tucker with the lead. Running in the 2nd spot, you find Dylan Wilson and Shad Prescott's number 41. They're currently nestled in the 3rd. They've got a good little gap between themselves and Jordan Casey's 442 is starting to chase down the back of the 41 car. It's about 2 car lengths. The 442 looks to be really good down to the bottom. I think, right up ahead here, Prescott sees that. The 41 car starting to kind of peak down there, see if he can't find that running room. Good race for 3rd down the backstretch.
Yeah, Prescott goes through the middle here through 3 and 4 and trying to keep that 442 behind him. I think he knows Jordan Casey has the run on him. Casey going down to the bottom as we're on the white flag. One more trip around. Casey, big slide job for 3rd. Prescott will drive back down to the bottom. It's looking like it's going to be all Kendall Tucker through turns 3 and 4. Give the win to Kendall Tucker with the number 80 of Dylan Wilson in 2nd. Chad Prescott will come home in that 3rd position. Jordan Casey in 4th. Trevor Fitz in 5th. And they go on from there. We move on to heat race number 3. Great race there in heat race number 2 as we move on to heat race number 3.
Heat race number 3 going to roll away like this. On the pole going to be car number 49 of Cole Cabri. Chase Cabri is going to be alongside in car number 4. Run number 2, Lucas Chowning in the 47. He rolls off P3 and alongside in the number 2, that is Dylan Hauser. The 31 car is Blake Brown. Alongside of him, the 024 is Ryan Martin. Nick Cooper goes out there tonight in car number 35. He starts for position number 7, and alongside of him in the 25, that is Jarrett Murphy. Shotgun on the field is car number 16. That is Darren Bell. So we have 9 drivers called out to the racetrack. It looks like we are going to get all 9 for 12 more laps around. It's the Cabri story up front. Cole versus Chase. Look at row 2. You get Lucas Chowning there. Dylan Hauser. How about Blake Brown? We saw him put on a show here last week as well. So this is going to be a hot one here. 12 more laps around. Only 3 can advance. And once again, for the 3rd consecutive heat race, you've got 6 or 7 cars who legitimately have a really solid shot at a top 3 finish here to advance onto our A main.
Yes, you do, and especially the 2 Cabris up front. This field is stacked. Lucas Chowning, Dylan Hauser, Nick Cooper, Ryan Martin. There's a lot of really good drivers in here. If everybody can keep it straight through heat race number 3, we should have a really good race. As, like you said, the number 49 and the number 4 of the Cabris, they're starting up front. As it looks like the pace truck is going to duck on off. We're going to head through turns 3 and 4, about to come to the green here for heat race number 3 in the Jackpot Modified Series. Chase Cabri, Cole Cabri, make up your front row. We are green as we head into turn number 1.
49 jumping on the throttle pedal first here down into turn number 1. Cole's got the lead over Chase. They hit that first turn. Right there, that battle for that 3rd spot. Dylan Hauser already up to the 4th spot in the 4 car. Look at the run down low for the 47 of Lucas Chowning. He may make it a 2 for 1 there. 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the lead headed toward turn 1.
Now Cole Cabri will go down to the bottom. Chase Cabri, in the number 4 will go down to the bottom. Cole Cabri will hold on to the top side. Now here comes the number 2 of Dylan Hauser. Hauser moves up into the 3rd spot with a big slide job, looking for more down the front stretch as he gets side by side with the number 4. Chase goes to the high side. Hauser goes down. They make contact. And Cabri will fall back 4th spot, opening up the door for the 47 of Lucas Chowning. Chase Cabri tries a huge slide job.
Yeah, that was a big one there. You could almost feel like the 4 car may have been roughed up a little bit by the 2. So Race Control, I know, was going to be talking about that one. Chase probably not a little happy with Dylan Hauser, but you know who is happy? The 49 of Cole Cabri, able to maintain his lead. But now look at that battle there for the lead. You have him and Lucas Chowning's number 47. We know the 47's got a good piece. He's going to try to look for room to the bottom of the racetrack. It's a drag race to the lead, the 49 leading him. But here comes Lucas down low, side by side, slider off of turn 4.
Lucas Chowning challenging hard down into the inside. He's going to go up to the top shelf through 1 and 2. Dylan Hauser right there behind them in that third position. He's going to try down to the bottom. We might go 3 wide for the race lead as Cole Cabri is on the top shelf. Lucas Chowning down on the inside. We're in lap 7, and they all go to the high side through 1 and 2.
What a good race this is here. You see Hauser trying to look down to the low side of the racetrack. Lucas Chowning is down there. Cole Cabri is up high. I keep waiting for the 47 to throw that patented slider, but I think he might be just kind of waiting there, biding his time, because I think you've seen this racetrack do it before. You set up that slider too early, you may open the door through 3 and 4 for that guy up front. I think Lucas right now, knowing that full well, isn't getting that, that throttle all the way down, because I think he knows, and I think Cole Cabri knows, that slider may indeed be coming his next time around. We're going to have 3 circuits left to go, 10 laps left, 12. Going to go up to the board.
Lucas Chowning definitely biding his time, trying to make a move, as Dylan Hauser's want it big time down there at the bottom. He is working hard up at the top side, doing what he's got to do to stay in that top 3. We'll see what race control has to say about his earlier incidents, but he is hanging tough as the number 47 of Chowning goes down to the bottom. Chowning going to look down into turn number 1. He'll go back to the top shelf as the number 49 of Cole Cabri continues to lead. He's going to lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Chowning looking low. Hauser looking down to the bottom. We're 3 wide momentarily.
3 wide coming to the white flag here in heat race number 3. Can Cole Cabri hold on? He's got 4/10 of a mile left to go into turn number 1 and 2. Lucas Chowning looking down low. Dylan Hauser riding right there in the 3rd spot. Does he have one more bullet left to throw? Into 3. Here comes the 47. Lucas Chowning opens the door. Slide job. A drag race back to the start-finish line. At the line, it is going to be scored. Lucas Chowning going to pick up the win here in heat number 3. 0.017 seconds on the screen. Holy crap. What an awesome run right there. I talked about it. I thought the slider was coming. Lucas Chowning did it perfectly in an awesome drag race there, holding off Cole Cabri at the line. Dylan Hauser going to pick up the 3rd spot here. We've had 3 really good, exciting races, Jake. They just keep getting better and better and better. We have 2 more heats still left to go.
Yeah, and that one came right down to the line there as Lucas Chowning picking up that win. Like I said, he was biding his time, taking a chance right there, and his shot right there to the final turn, and it paid off for him. But we're going to look at heat race number 4, starting lineup on the first row. The 127 of Blake Majules with the number 69 of Corey Whitworth will make up your first row. Right behind them in the number 27, that'll be Garrett Nieberger with the number 8 of Cole Newhoffen. In the number 68, that'll be J. Darren Literal with the number 96 of Justin Thomas. In the number 21, that'll be Benjamin Nading with the number 05 of Nick Del Campo. And rounding out your field in the 9th and final spot will be the number 24 of Kyle Herv.
That is another pretty good-looking field right there. Blake Majulis putting on that really good qualifying lap late, picking up the pole here in heat race number 4. Corey Whitworth, that number 69, he has had a couple of really good weeks put together as well. Darren Nieberger, he's really run well in the 27. Cole Newhoffen's been there. Darren Litterall's been really good. Justin Thomas in the number 96. I mean, you talk about it, Chick. Another really good studded field here for heat race number 4. This one's going to be fun for 12 more laps around. I know these guys out there in the Facebook Live chat, YouTube chat, they are still buzzing about heat race number 3. Can these guys better it? They have a big challenge on their hands. They got 12 more laps around to figure it out.
Yeah, and we're stacked here in heat race number 4, so I fully expect just as good racing happening here with this stacked lineup, Phil. I mean, Cole Newhoffen, Garrett Nieberger, Corey Whitworth, Blake Majules, Darren Literal, Nick Campo. I mean, the list goes on and on as pace truck pops off the field. We're about to go racing here in heat race number 4 with the Jackpot Modifieds. Blake Majules and Corey Whitworth will set the pace into turn number 1.
Now look at that awesome start. Blake got there. He jumped it, timed it absolutely perfect. Pulled 3 car lengths over Corey Whitworth in turn number 1 and 2. Right away, that battle going on for 3rd. Look at the 27 car now up to the 3rd spot of Garrett Nieberger. Great looking 27 this week. Cole Newhoffen's 8 car. He's right there peeking to the inside, but look at that run. Blake Majulis got that really good start, and that may allow him to run away and hide. He's got 6 car lengths as they hit turn 3.
Yeah, Corey Whitworth trying to run down that 127, but Garrett Nieberger has his hands full with the number 21 of Nading. Nading going down to the bottom. He's running almost down by those tires. He's going to slide up in front of Cole Newhoffen. Newhoffen running in the 5th position, looking for more. He made contact with the wall a couple laps ago, making problems for that number 8, but he is all over the back bumper of that number 21 of Benjamin Nading. We'll see if Newhoffen can do anything as they head down the backstretch.
They're throwing slide jobs there for the 4th spot. Newhoffen back to the inside of a 21 of Nading. Put Cole back up to that 4th spot, but he's got work to do. He's one of transfers into the A main. He needs to run down that number 27 of Garrett Nieberger, who's really done a great job running up high and has not made that mistake. He's just kind of, minding his business, letting those guys race it out for 4th, and sometimes on the dirt. This is what you got to do if you want to transfer into the A. Let those guys race behind you, and you just comfortably sit in your transfer spot.
Yeah, Nieberger sitting in that transfer spot. He's got Cole Newhoffen right behind him. Newhoffen making ground, but does he have enough time after making contact with the wall and falling back? Nieberger holding on to that 3rd spot. He is set. He is just on a Sunday drive right now, trying to hit his marks all the way to the end. As we are coming to lap number 8, Majulis still out to a big lead with Corey Whitworth hot on the chase. We'll see if the number 69 has anything for that 127.
Well, we'll have to see. It's about 5 car lengths, and he's closed it just a little bit, but you can see up there, it looks like Blake just kind of gliding out there as we're past halfway here. This time around, 9 laps of 12 going to go on the board, so we have 4 more laps around for Blake Majulis, Corey Whitworth. They're starting to close that gap down to about 3 car lengths down the back straightaway. Another 60, you find that number 27, Garrett Nieberger. Cole Newhoffen's number 8 not going away. He's chased that down to about 2 car lengths, and that may begin being a race here as we come to 3 to go. Does that 8 car have anything left to throw on the inside lane? Is it going to take that power move, or is he going to have to capitalize on Garrett maybe making a mistake? Well, that may be the 8 car making a mistake there, Jake. He bumped it off the wall off of turn 2, upset all his momentum. He's going to fall back to the 21 of Ben Nading. They're after the race once again for the 4th spot. They're seeing the top 3 drive away the distance.
Yes, they are, as Nieberger feeling a lot better sitting in that 3rd spot now. Whitworth has all but caught the number 127. Could make for a interesting final lap as we head into lap number 12. 1 more to go as Whitworth makes up a lot of ground there through 1 and 2. Can he make a move through 3 and 4? We're about to find out as Majulis goes down to the bottom. Whitworth touches the tire. Blake Majulis will win heat race number 4. Corey Whitworth will finish 2nd. Garrett Nieberger in 3rd. Cole Newhoffen 1 spot out of the final transfer.
You look at the way the 127 has got that launch off the initial restart of the race, so this will start. He was able to run away and hide there. Imagine if, say, if you had that race for the 2nd spot there, maybe come to a little bit sooner. Corey Whitworth had an awesome run of the 69. Imagine if he didn't surrender those 5 car lengths to run away into turn number 1. We may be talking about a different result. Blake Majulis picks up our win in heat race number 4. The final of our heat races, Jake, about to roll to the racetrack, and looking at this one, holy names of this one. Wow, why don't you take this one away?
Starting on the first row in the number 44, that'll be Blake Gannon with Alex Bergeron in the number 12 on the outside. In the number 37, that'll be Randall Carter with the 07 of Howard Weaver. In the number 13 will be DJ Kilinowski with the number 84 of Clay Debin. In the number 57, that'll be Ryan Diotti with the number 19 of Jonathan Smith. And rounding out your field in the number 52 will be James Edens. Another stacked field here for the 5th and final heat race before we move on to our 15-lap C main. Remember, Phil, they got to get into the top 3 to transfer onto the A feature, and then from there you got to do some alphabet soup if you find yourself near the back of this field.
And look at position number 9 here in our final heat race. The points leader, James Edens, number 52. I believe he's got a 1-point advantage tonight over Austin Carr. Well, he's going to restart. You're going to have to start 9th in the final heat race. Look at the names of this one. You got Blake Cannon, Alex Bergeron, Howard Weaver's up there. Kendall Carter. I mean, it is stacked up there. James Eden's got work to do. We are green flag racing. Blake Cannon stops on that throttle pedal in the 44. Alex Bergeron in the 12 is there as well. They're drag racing for the lead in the turn 3.
Bergeron goes down to the bottom. They make slight contact as they head through 3 and 4. Cannon will fall back. He will fall back to almost 4th as Bergeron takes the lead. The number 37 right behind him now of Randall Carter. Cannon will be in that 3rd spot, but here comes the 07 of Howard Weaver trying to make it a 3-car battle for 2nd, Phil.
Yeah, it was a good 3-wide race down the backstretch, and now it's going to settle into a 2-wide, maybe single file as Randall Carter able to hold on for that 2nd spot. Blake Cannon running 3rd, but the racing right there behind. You got Howard Weaver there, DJ Kolanowski, James Eden's number 52. He's now racing alongside DJ for the 5th spot, 52 down low. He's making some time. He's going to make some waves. He's got about 8 laps remaining. He's going to make his way to the top 3 and maybe not, lose any of those points in that really, really bad draw in the heat.
Blake Cannon having a tremendous run down to the bottom. Here comes Howard Weaver making a star battle for that 2nd spot. But Randall Carter holding on to that 2nd spot momentarily. The battle right now is Carter in the wall. Carter hard in the wall. Blake Cannon gets in the wall. That opens up door for James Edens in the number 52. Howard Weaver now finding himself in the 2nd spot as Cannon starting to make moves right there. Huge recovery by the number 44. He will battle it out for the final transfer now.
Yeah, he came off the wall and he turned it hard to the left, stomped it back in the gas, and made a move around DJ Kolanowski. What looked to be a disastrous time there for Blake Cannon. He made a positive out of that. He's going to hold on to a 3rd spot, but here comes James Edens at 52 to the low side. He's there racing. Here comes Kolanowski in the number 13. You got Randall Carter back there in the 37 as well. Up front, it is all Alex Bergeron. 8 laps going on the board this time around.
Yeah, great recovery by that number 44. He's got his hands full now with the number 52 of James Edens and the number 13 of DJ Kolanowski. Whoa, now Cannon goes sideways. Kolanowski to 3rd. Edens gets collected momentarily. They all stay straight. We stay green, but now that opens up that top 3. DJ Kolanowski up to the 3rd spot. Randall Carter now in the 4th position with Blake Cannon running 5th.
Yeah, DJ got to the back of the 44 there, no question at all. Could that have been avoided or not? These guys really racing hard for a position. DJ Kolanowski right now up in position number 3 into turn number 3. It is Alex Bergeron this time around. He's going to see 2 more trips around the 410 mile dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Alex trying to lock his way to our 60-lap main event. Right there in the 2nd spot, Howard Weaver, the 07 uncontested. Right now it is DJ Kolanowski running 3rd. Those guys have driven away from the field. We have had some really hard competitive racing. We've seen guys like James Edens go back, Blake Cannon, Randall Carter, all guys that are up racing for the lead. They're all outside the top 3. Alex Bergeron, he's got white flag on the field.
Alex Bergeron, half a lap to go here as he heads through 3 and 4. All alone up front. Alex Bergeron going to win heat race number 5. Howard Weaver will finish 2nd with DJ Kolanowski in 3rd. Good to see the number 37 of Randall Carter. He keeps it in the 4th spot, so he'll start up front near the B feature. But now we'll move on to the C, where the top 4 will transfer out, Phil. Another stacked field here as the Jackpot Modified Series goes stacked all the way through the C main. 17 cars in this one, 4 advanced. Get away, Phil.
All right, on the pole is going to be car number 03. That is Dylan Thomas. The number 10 is alongside. That is Skylar Brown. 2nd row on the inside, the 16 is Darren Bell. The 96 car is Justin Thomas. 3rd row, the 84 is Clay Debin. David Calvin, the number 11. The 115 of Jared Barton will start 7th with the 024 of Ryan Martin, part next door to him. Kyle Herv, the number 24, he will roll away 9th with Ryan Diadix, number 57. He's going to roll out from position number 10. Eddie Underwood's number 5 will roll off next alongside the 9 car of Dennis Pontras Jr. Blake Brown's number 31, he will roll off from position number 13 with Darren Litterall's number 68 there, rolling off from position number 14. Jonathan Smith will start from car number 19 in position 15. It's going to be Stephen Kilavoda and Brendan Schmidt going to make up our 17 car field for the C main. So This is a pretty good little loaded field here. Top 4 going to transfer on. This is going to be a hot, contested 15-lap drag race, if you will. It is time to throw the money down. You have to get your way to the B main if you want to see the big money here tonight. It is C main racing action. We are set, locked and loaded, ready to go. The field is in turn 3. Dylan Thomas and Skylar Brown, they're going to lead this field to green.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to go like us on Facebook, Full Velocity TV, Full Velocity Radio, 2 separate Facebook pages. A whole lot of content here happening at Full Velocity with the Race Shop Podcast. The Jackpot Modified Series, the DWR Wednesday night street fights. Thursday we'll have the Gobbler. So make sure you like us on Facebook to keep it or take advantage of all the great racing, the great content we're going to have here at Full Velocity. And don't forget about star donations. If you like what we're doing, give us a donate button. We will greatly appreciate it as we go green. Dylan Thomas leading them to the stripe.
Absolutely. You get those star donations in. Dylan Thomas and Skylar Brown leading the field to green through turns number 1 and 2. 4 cars advance to this 15-lap event. And right away as they hit turn number 3, good racing going on there. 2 and 3 wide. You see the likes right in that mix. You see the 16 of Darren Bell. Justin Thomas in there. Clay Debbins, number 84. He's right in the mix as well. Put Clay up to a 3rd spot as caution now. Caution going to come onto the speedway right away here in the C main. And I'm not sure who all these cars were rolling away, but this one happened fast. It was toward the middle part of the field. And you got to think there, Jake, if your guys back there like Ryan Martin, Kyle Herv, Darren Litterall, guys like Blake Brown, you're going to take some unnecessary chances trying to get your way forward because you only got 15 laps to get your way all the way into the top 4.
Yes, you do. And right now we're looking at Dylan Thomas, Darren Bell, Clay Devin, and Skylar Brown. If it was to end right now, those guys would transfer onto the B feature and go for those last 9 positions for the A feature. But, Phil, I believe that it was our first caution of the night here at the dirt track of Charlotte. Dylan Thomas getting out to the early lead. He had about a second lead already over Darren Bell as the number 84 and the number 10 battling it out with the number 96 behind them.
Absolutely right. Right now the field's sitting single file, so they'll get restacked. I think we'll get one to go next time around. A perfect time out there to give a shout out to our sponsors here at Full Velocity TV. Of course, our buddy Brendan Spadafora from Spadafora Firearms. Look up his great product services there. Great list of firearms. SpadaforaFirearms.com. Look him up. Contact him now and purchase any of your firearm necessities right there, as well as our buddies over at DirtSeries.com. Look them up on Facebook at 4DirtSeries or visit Dirt-Series.com. Check these guys out. We broadcast them every Thursday night throughout the regular season. We return to them next week on December the 6th for more of the Pro versus Super Late Model Series. We're going to thank all those guys, Josh and Earl and Jameson. We'll be back there over next week, but we are ready to put this C-Main back underway. Green flag is up in the air.
And the number 84 going down to the bottom. Clay Devin trying to make a move. He will get around Bell for that second spot. He's got the number 96 of Justin Thomas in tow as Darren Bell continues to fall back. Well, now the number 84 going around. Contact made up near the front of the field. It looks like the number 96 and the number 84 got together up front. We will see what happens there as Dylan Thomas was running away up front, Phil. Chaos started ensuing up front. We'll see what the official scoring is there as cars just all of a sudden were going the wrong way on the racetrack after a really good race there for that second mission.
Yeah, it really, really was. And tough to see Clay Devin, who drove his way up through the field from a nice starting spot to race his way up to 3rd. Now getting tangled up with the 96 of Justin Thomas. The 84 going to have to go to the back of the field. Also looks like this one is going to be put on the 96 of Justin Thomas. So from a second spot all the way back to the 16th position, the 96 going to have to go to the back of the field. The 84 going to be back there as well. So it is going to be Dylan Thomas up front with Skylar Brown, Jed Barton, and Darren Bell, who is really having an issue holding on. Right now, these only cautions, the 16 may be the better factor of those currently running 4th. We're halfway home here in heat race, or the C main. We got 8 in. We have 7 more laps to go, and I believe this time around we're going to see green flag racing. I believe they're stacking back up to double file for at least one more try here in this C main.
Nope, it is officially going to be a single file restart here with the 03 of Dylan Thomas. It's a tough break for, like you said, Clay Debin and Justin Thomas. I mean, they both had a great run there on the restart. Contact made from the number 96. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Just all of a sudden, the 84 found his way facing the wrong way. So tough break for those two guys as they were both running really well. We'll see if Clay Debin and Justin can make their way back field, Phil. But they're running out of time as we are now to lap 10 of 15. Only 5 to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Yeah, and you look at guys like Blake Brown who have come from the back of the field. He's currently running 6th. He started 13th. You look at Darren Litterall. He started 14th. He is up to 7th. These are guys who need a little bit of green flag racing to make their way back up front. You get guys like Justin Thomas and Clay Debin that were up front to start the race. They're going to have to restart 15th and 16th. So there are going to be some shows to watch here with 5 to go. We are back to green.
And we've got them up to the top side with Dylan Thomas, Skylar Brown making their way around the top side. Ed Barton right there down to the bottom. He's got a challenger from the number 16 of Darren Bell. Bell trying to make a move for that second spot. As they're spinning behind him, we might stay green. Ed Barton going to hold on to that third spot as David Cobb now into the top 4 in your final transfer. The number 68 looking down to the bottom of Darren Litterall. Litterall and the number 31 of Blake Brown might make their way to the transfer spots.
That is really good racing up there now for that 4th position. But up front, good race going on now between Dylan Thomas and the 03 and Skylar Brown's number 10. Look at Skylar down to the low side of the racetrack. Those guys may start throwing slide jobs up to the front of the field. There's so much going on. You got that race for the lead. You got the race for the transfer spot. That's 3 wide. You got Jed Barton back there, Blake Brown, David Calm, Darren Litterall. There's 4 cars there. They're racing for only 2 spots. They are in turn 3, and they're going to see white flag this time around.
And we had that new leader this time by, that Skylar Brown. Brown goes up to the top shelf. He's got a challenge down to the bottom. We're going to go side by side for the race lead down the backstretch. Dylan Thomas going down to the bottom. Can he make it around Skylar Brown? Here they come off turn number 4. Thomas has the advantage, but give it to Brown at the line. Dylan Thomas will finish second with Jed Barton in third. 4th will go to Blake Brown. 11th, the 5th spot will go to David Cobb. 1 spot out of the transfer. The rest will go home. As great run for those top 3, or the top 4, Phil. We move on to the B feature. Well, 9 will transfer out as the cars start staging up front.
And these guys are going to be shooting for that top 9, as you said. This one is going to be loaded, so strap yourself in because this is going to be a wild ride out there. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV. Like it, share it, follow it, subscribe, interact, donate away on those star donations, guys. If you like what you see, what you hear, if you want more Full Velocity TV over here at Team VLR, you got to let us know with these star donations, guys. Get those donations now. All of those go a long way to what we do here at Full Velocity TV. We thank you guys for all the support, but this B main is loaded. On the pole will be car number 74 of Adam Elby. The 442 is Jordan Casey. He starts on the outside of the front row. Chase Cabri in car number 4 rolls off third with Cole Newhouse in the number 8, who rolling for P4. Randall Carter and Jeremy Capron make up row number 3 with Trevor Fitz and Nick Cooper in the 4th row. Nick Del Campo and points leader James Edens. They come from row number 5, followed by Benjamin Burke and Trevor Brownlee in car number 75. Next row back to 25 is Jarrett Murphy with Benjamin Nading in car number 21. Rolling off from deep of the field here is going to be Blake Cannon in the number 44. Skylar Brown, our C-Main winner. Dylan Thomas, Jed Barton, and Blake Brown. Those guys all going to have to race 19 cars strong. Only 9 going to advance on to our big main event coming up here in just a little bit. Who is it going to be? What a star-studded field, Jake. We can only take 9 drivers. Are you ready? Are you strapped in? Because this one, I don't know what the adjective could be. It's just going to be wild.
And we are green off of turn number 4. Adam Elby going to jump out to the early lead. He's got Jordan Casey and Chase Cabri right behind him. Cabri going to go to that second spot. Casey going to go to 4th. They're 3 wide behind them as Newhoffen gets a little bit of contact there with the number 37 Whoa, we got them stacking up behind them. It's going crazy behind these top 4 as we have a yellow now from all those cars stacking up back there. Phil, I did not quite see who exactly was involved. I did see the number 52 of Eden's, it looked like. So we'll see if we can see the replay and see what happened there.
Oh, I'm not sure we'll get back with a full velocity TV replay. No, Todd's got his hands full down there tonight. The new rig out there, the stream looks fantastic over here tonight with the guys over at Team VLR. Got to thank the guys at D1RT, Morton Construction, for allowing us to come over here and be a part of a Jackpot Modified Series every Tuesday night. This is race number 6 of the 8. We'll be here the next couple of weeks, but we have 9 drivers going to qualify out of the B main. You're going to look for guys like the point leader, the number 52 of James Edens. He had to go to the back of this one. It was a big stack up behind him where Cole Newhoffman and Trevor Fitz was. It really got these guys all sorted out of line, but it really going to have to really drive if these guys going to make their way back up front. 19 cars, only 9 can make it. And updating for guys out there paying attention to the 44 of Blake Cannon. Started in that 5th or 17th position there, Jake. He's now up to the 11th spot. Great driving by him. How about Dylan Thomas coming out of the C main? He's cracked the top 10 already. These guys to the back, they're really putting a good drive on.
Yeah, they're moving quick. That caution helped a little bit as they were able to escape through there and get a few more positions. That was James Edens getting real sideways there after reacting to some stuff happening up in front of him. You know, getting sideways, going around. It was a little bit of an issue there. He, nothing intentional going on there, just guys getting in trouble. And, it sucks to see Edens go to the back. He's not having a very good night here as the cars go up to the top shelf. We go green with the number 74 of Adam Elby.
Adam Elby going to take the field back to green flag with Chase Capri's number 4 right there tucked alongside that race for the 3rd spot off of turn number 2. You look back there, you find Jordan Casey's 442, Randall Carter's 37, Cole Newhoffman of the 8. That's good racing going on for 3rd on back. We got stack-ups there for about 6th or 7th. Look even further behind them. You've got guys like Trevor Fitz, Jeremy Capron's back there, Benjamin Burke, all those guys racing and searching for grip. They're off of turn 2.
Elby will go down to the bottom with Chase Capri right behind him. Capri made a big move through 1 and 2. We'll see if he can make it again as he sets him up for the slider. Cannot quite get the position on the number 74, but he holds strong down the backstretch. They say side by side going into turn number 3. Elby will go down to the bottom with Capri to the top side now. And right behind them, the 442 of Jordan Casey lurking in the back, waiting for a mistake.
You say lurking is the right word as these guys up front start racing. You see Chase coming down low. Adam doing a great job up high. You got guys like Randall Carter and Cole Newhoffman there. I've kind of looked back toward where the transfer spot is. You've got Nick Cooper right now currently 9th. You got guys like Blake Cannon and Dylan Thomas back there racing. Jed Barton's back there. Blake Brown. I mean, you got some really good race car drivers. They're outside the transfer spots, but they are racing for everything they are worth. Right now, that 9th spot held by Nick Cooper, but look at Blake Cannon running 10th. He is chasing them down. That is a good battle up ahead. Ben Burke and Nick Cooper side by side into turn 3.
Blake Cannon, all he needs is one spot. That's all he's got to do to make this a feature, and he is running hard. They are all really close there for that final transfer as the yellow comes out once again on the racing surface. Was watching that transfer race, and I did not quite see it. I don't know if we've got that on an instant replay or not. We'll see if Todd wants to join in with us here in a second. But the race for the transfer spot was really heating up there with that number 44 of Blake Cannon.
It really was. With the yellow there, the 31 of Blake Brown, the 03 of Dylan Thomas. Those guys getting together and both going around. That is a tough break for all those guys involved there, as they're going to have to go to the back of the field. We are running out of laps here in the B main. 13 of 18 up on the board. Adam Elby, he's been comfortably perched up front. Chase Capri in the 2nd spot. Jordan Casey 3rd. Randall Carter 4th. Cole Newhoffman currently sitting in the top 5 with Trevor Fitz in 6th. Jeremy Capron 7th. Nick Cooper is 8th. Ben Burke is 9th. And Blake Cannon, that is going to be your top 10. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Looks like also Nick Del Campo may have got loose of this one, that kind of got some guys together. So he's going to go to the back of the field as well. So those are guys outside the transfers trying to find their way in. These guys of a top 9, you got to think, Jake, they're not minding this yellow flag.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got James Edens even sitting back there in that 16th spot. You're, like you said, the points leader sitting back there in that number 52. So, you know, a lot of good drivers going to go home early tonight here at the dirt track at Charlotte. A real equalizer on this tour so far this season, as it's been pretty up against the top so far through the season. We're having great racing and lots of battles here at the dirt track at Charlotte, as Adam Elby inching through 3 and 4. Car up to speed. Green flag flies. We're racing into turn number 1.
We are racing back on the field with 16 laps of 18 going on the board, so we're going to get to it here rather quick. Elby going to pull out to the lead. Chase Capri second. Here comes Jordan Casey. He's going to look to the inside for the runner-up spot. They are side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Look at that fourth place running car as well right there. That being the number 37 of Randall Carter. 3 cars under a blanket racing to the second spot. Adam Elby's up front. Next time around, it's going to be white flag on the field.
And Nick Cooper trying to hold on to that no transfer. He's got Blake Cannon down to the bottom. They're 3 wide with the 074 of Ben Burke. Burke down to the bottom. We're on the white flag. One more trip around. Blake Cannon trying to make a move and get into that top 9, as Adam Elby will protect down to the bottom. Coming to the checkered flag. Your B feature winner, that'll be Adam Elby with Chase Cabri in second. Randall Carter will come home third. Cole Newhoffen in fourth. Jordan Casey in fifth. Trevor Fitz in sixth. Jeremy Capron in seventh. Eighth goes to Nick Cooper. And Blake Cannon gets into that top 9, Phil. What a great race there in the B feature through the field.
Absolutely was, but you got guys like Ben Burke and Jed Barton, the points leader James Edens, Blake Brown, Nick Del Campo. All those guys going to go on the trailer for the night. Their night is going to be over. Oh, you know, you want to be into the A main, you got to be some of the best, and they are going to be live on full display here tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome here to Full Velocity TV. We are through qualifications for the D1RT Jackpot Modified Series presented by Team VLR. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Phil LaCasse, Jake Keel, and Todd Stanton on the call of the race. We have a 60-lap A-main in store, but before we get there, we have to take a minute here to pay homage to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem.
Oh. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'm launching back in.
All right, the national anthem again is started here live on Full Velocity TV, the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting ready for a 60-lap feature event that is just going to be absolutely awesome. You guys are locked and loaded to the right place right here live on Full Velocity TV. We're on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitch TV. Thanks you for all tuning in. Get those stars donations going in if you're out there on Facebook. All donations help us go a long way. Show these guys at Team VLR you want to see more Full Velocity TV, not only back here on Tuesday night, but anytime we can come back here and showcase all the great racing action. We have 24 of the best drivers about to take to the Speedway for a 60-lap main event, and this is the way they are going to come to post. Here we go, our starting lineup, 24 cars strong from a dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. On the pole, going to be the number 1 of the Austin car. Alongside the 80 is Dylan Wilson. Row number 2, the 49, is Cole Cabri with Blake Majulis alongside in the 127. Check that. I think I got the lineup wrong there. Is everything reset on this? So let me try that again. Austin Carr and Kendall Tucker in your front row with Lucas Chowning and Blake Majulis in row number 2. Alex Bergeron and Shane James make up the third row with Dylan Wilson and Cole Cabri. They make up row number 4. Corey Whitworth and Howard Weaver, they make up your top 10 with Virgil Graham and Chad Prescott starting 11th and 12th. The 2 car of Dylan Hauser, he's scheduled to start 13th with Garrett Newbrigg alongside in the 27. DJ Kolonowski in car number 13. The 74 is Adam Elby. The 4 is Chase Cabri. Randall Carter is 37. Cole Newhoutman, Jordan Casey, Jeremy Capron, Nick Cooper, Blake Cannon. Those are your 23 drivers. We are under green.
Green flag on the racing surface as we are green here in the dirt track in Charlotte. A feature going on now. Austin Carr, your leader in the number 1 car. As we head through 1 and 2, we got a challenge down on the bottom with the number 47 of Lucas Chowning.
Look at Lucas make that run for the lead. Now 3 wide behind them. And look at that run off of turn number 2, off turn 4. You got Kendall Tucker there. Austin Carr in the middle. What a run there. 2 and 3 wide down the back straightaway. Right now chasing Lucas Chowning. Blake Majulis, the 127. He is in the mix as well. Can Lucas hold them off? They are 3 wide as they hit turn 1.
Chowning up on the high side now. Austin Carr, big move down there at the bottom. Here's the number 127 of Blake Majulis. Majulis to the race lead down to the bottom. He's got the number 47 of Lucas Chowning on the outside. Kendall Tucker challenging for that top 4, maybe more, as they go side by side for the race lead once again. Majulis down on the bottom. He's going to try to make a move. He's going to hold strong down on the inside as Chowning is your race leader along the top side. Huge run for that number 47.
A great run there. Majulis is down low racing for the lead. Austin Carr currently on the outside running 3rd. He's got his hands full. Look at that racing going on. 3 and 4 wide behind with Kendall Tucker. Shane James, Dylan Wilson is there. Virgil Graham on the outside of that battle as well. That is a great 3-car race for 3rd. Up front, it is still Majulis down low. Lucas Chowning holding him off. Give the lead to the 127 off of turn 2.
Blake Majulis holding strong down on the inside with the number 47 of Lucas Chowning. Chowning going to the outside. This is a great run up there for the lead as Majulis goes down to the bottom. They're going to go side by side for the race lead. Chowning has the run off the high side. Majulis has the advantage down low as all of a sudden we're finding a multi-lane race here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Majulis, your new race leader, with Chowning in 2nd.
Austin Carr is broken free of that battle for that 3rd spot. They are side by side, 2 wide for the 4th position with Shane James and Dylan Wilson side by side. Kendall Tucker with 00 trying to enter that fray as well. A good 3-car disco there for that 4th spot into turn number 1. Right now, Austin Carr holding on there, but look at those 2 guys battling behind. Dylan Wilson's number 80. He's now up to 4th, looking low. He's going to battle Austin Carr for 3rd off of turn 4.
Great run through the field as Majulis now settling into his spot. Dylan Wilson going way down low as he tends to do here in the Jackpot Modified Series. The number 1 of Austin Carr running the top shelf here for the third spot. He's trying to hold on after starting up front. He might fall back to fourth as Dylan Wilson challenging on the inside.
Dylan's got a really good car and making time on that low side. One of the few guys go down there and be able to pass cars at will, but Austin Carr is not going to lay over there in that run for the third spot. The battle for fifth behind them was running 3 wide with Shane James and Virgil Graham and Kendall Tucker, but now caution flag. Caution for the first time in our 60-lap main event rolls out on lap number 13, and this one happening toward the middle part of the field. I think I see, was it the 8 car of Cole Newhoffen that may have got a piece. Also think Alex Bergeron's night has really been a struggle as well. Alex is running now 1 lap down, currently in the 24th position, so what was a really good run. He had to start in the pits there for an altercation in the heat racing action, so Alex had to start he missed the grid there. It wasn't a penalty there. It was a penalty, I believe, for the 2 of Dylan Hauser that came out of that heat. There was a lot going on between the last of the heat races with C-Mains. I was trying to scramble all that down there, but I think I got that straight. But nonetheless, this 60-lap main event there, Jake, the first 30 laps up front are going to be scored as iRacing does. The last 30 laps, well, they are scored under all green flag conditions. So once you get to lap 30, all those laps after that are all going to be run under the green flag. And what we've seen up front between Blake Majulis and Lucas Chowning, Austin Carr, Dylan Wilson, Shane James, and the rest of the field, this has been hotly contested. It has been a great 15 laps so far, and I can't wait to see where these next 45 circuits are going to take us.
Yeah, it's been a great race up front as Majulis powered his way into the race lead. Lucas Chowning had it on the top shelf, and then he was able... Majulis was able to get around him down on the inside. They're lined up side by side. They should be getting ready to go racing once again. As 16 laps in the books, the pace truck ducks off. We're going to see them go side by side. It's going to be Majulis and Chowning leading them to the stripe. Here as they head through 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. We are racing into turn number 1.
And look at the restart Majulis gets once again. We saw this in his heat race a little while ago. He does it right here in the A from that front row. He's up to the lead. Off the outside wall goes on Lucas Chowning. He opens the door for Dylan Wilson and a host of cars. Now the 80 to the low side. They are racing to the second spot, 3 wide with Austin Carr in the middle.
And Chowning finding himself way back now as he has fallen all the way to the 7th position. He's got his hands full back there as Wilson moves up second spot right behind Majulis. Shane James and Austin Carr battling it out for the third spot. They go side by side down the front stretch as the number 3 of Shane James going down the bottom. Carr hitting the wall through 1 and 2. That'll move the number 3 of Shane James into third, looking for more from the number 80 of Dylan Wilson.
Dylan Wilson trying to make it happen on the inside, put Austin Carr back to fourth up front. It is Blake Majulis up there comfortably with a about 5 car length advantage down the backstretch over the number 80 of Dylan Wilson. Shane James in there for the third spot. Keep an eye on the 3 car. He's able to make something happen tonight. How about the strength of the 80 car? He's been down to the inside making passes all night long now, and he's chasing down one of the fastest cars here in Charlotte tonight. Blake Majulis up front. It's 3 car lengths. Dylan Wilson is coming. Blake is going to feel him felt by the time they get back toward turn 1.
Yeah, that black and white number 127 has really been the class of the field tonight as he continues to lead up there on the cushion. But Dylan Wilson catfishing it down there on the inside, making up ground as Majulis will bring it down to the bottom through 3 and 4. Shane James right behind them in that third spot. There, Wilson almost got up next to that 127. He was making a big move there on the inside. Majulis will go back down to the bottom, and all of a sudden we find ourselves with a whole bunch of guys out catfishing, Phil.
Absolutely right. And I've been kind of migrated back to the battle for this racing for about 5th on back. I got Virgil Graham back there, Lucas Chowning, Kendall Tucker, Corey Whitworth's in there, Howard Weaver's back there, Trevor Fitz. Those guys, you got 7 or 8 cars, all within about half a second of each other, all looking for ground on the racetrack. This is going on about 2 seconds behind the race leader, Blake Majulis, but these guys are putting on one hell of a race for that 6th spot on back there, Jake, as they hit turn 3.
Yes, they are, but up front, whoa, Shane James and Austin Carr getting sideways. They will stay green, I do believe, as Austin Carr getting into the number 3 after the number 3 of Shane James getting sideways. Now the caution will fly. Shane James got way sideways down there at the bottom, collecting the number 1 of Austin Carr. So tough break for the driver of the number 1, Phil. But Austin Majulis will be your race leader with the number 80 of Dylan Wilson. This will put that number 80 right up next to the 127. Could make for a very interesting restart, as now Virgil Graham finding himself in that position.
And I think the 42 is one to keep an eye on. He looks to be really, really fast. He's now up to P3 as I see in this accident here. We got Shad Prescott going to go after the end of the field. I think this is a checkup behind where we saw the initial contact between Shane James and Austin Carr. So these guys at Race Control are doing a really great job as always. KT and Steven, they have been really on the ball here tonight, as they always are here at Team VLR every Tuesday night. This Jackpot Modified Series, it is hotly contested each and every week, and this car count tonight is absolutely special. This A main has been fantastic. We are now running here lap number 28. We are 2 laps short of the halfway marker, so this one is going to be awesome. Blake Majulis and Dylan Wilson, those 2 guys are going to start side by side up front. I say keep an eye on Virgil Graham running in that 3rd spot. He has had a really good-looking fast race car, Jake. I think he's going to have something to say about these guys racing up front in our top 2.
Yes, he is. Virgil Graham has been fast down there, that number 42, and now he's got the track position. He's within striking distance of the 127. Shane James going to start on the outside in that 4th position. They're going to stack them up here through 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. Blake Majulis going to lead them into turn number 1.
Blake Majulis leading the field into turn number 1 there over the 80 car of Dylan Wilson as they work their way down. Look at Kendall Tucker's, or at Virgil Graham's 42. Shane James with the 3 car. They span out 2, almost 3 wide. Those guys have been racing hot and heavy back there 3 wide all night long. Why not start again? Can anybody do anything with Blake Majulis? We got 30 laps down here at the line.
Blake Majulis really running well here in that 127. It seems like nothing is going to be able to get that number 127 out of the race lead, as Dylan Wilson has tried everything there in that 2nd spot. Now he goes up to the top shelf right behind that 127 of Blake Majulis, as we are coming to lap 31 this next time around, Phil. Blake Majulis goes down to the bottom. Dylan Wilson going up top now. He'll jump down to the bottom. They're going to go side by side. Majulis going to pull it out of turn number 2, but we've got a drag race into turn 3.
Well, we certainly do. What a great race there between Majulis and Dylan Wilson in the 80 car. Blake now hugging the inside lane. Dylan having to stay single file there in line, as caution flag going to come out in the speedway. Caution, caution, caution on the racetrack, in with 32 laps down in our main event. This one happening toward the middle part of the field as well. I know it happens quick on the dirt, so we don't get a lot of replays back there, but I think this one may have got the 3 car of Shane James. Todd, I'm not sure if you're going to look at that one or not, but let's bring you into the conversation. You have seen some great racing down there all night. You've got the best view in the house down there with all the controls, the extra cameras to look at. What are your observations here as we're halfway home at our A main?
Oh, it's definitely been a fantastic race out there. Dirt Track Charlotte always produces. It's one of my favorite tracks, as I said earlier here. And Full Velocity TV live in 1080. Got to say thanks to everybody that is involved in this Full Velocity TV. And it's fantastic to come out here and broadcast this show each and every Tuesday night for VLR, D1RT. You know, it's been a great series here, the Jackpot Modified Series. Not knowing what track you're going to go to next, that's fantastic all in itself.
Yeah, it's been an awesome night here. It's 32 laps of 60 going up to the board. I'm just listening to these guys through Race Control, KT and the guys communicating. It's been really, really good racing here at Charlotte tonight, Jake. They have been so close. You know, with the way these guys are racing really hard, there's going to be a little bit of contact out there. Is it inevitable? It looks like Cole Newhoffen's number 8 car going to go to the rear for this one. But as these guys in Race Control are saying, I'm hearing KT tech to all the drivers. These guys have been racing so hard and so good and so clean. You hate to give an ELL penalty because, for the most part, they're really not making any mistakes. Just the racing is just happening just because it's good old-fashioned hardcore dirt track racing.
And you know the track is good whenever you have guys making a lot of passes. You've got the number 44, Blake Cannon, sitting in the 7th spot after starting 24th, Phil. Trevor Fitz in the 8th spot, started 21. So, I mean, you've got guys moving. You got Dylan Hauser, who started at the back of this field after serving a penalty. He's all the way up to 10th. So, great racing as we go green.
Green flag back in the air. Blake Majulis and Dylan Wilson bring the field back to green. I am so impressed by the way Blake is able to time these restarts tonight. It's an advantage every start for the leader to be able to dictate that pace, but every time there, Jake, he stops on that gas pedal, he gets a guaranteed 5 car lengths. You've got really good fast race cars behind him. Gotta love that advantage. You get out there and get those 5 car lengths over a guy like Dylan Wilson and send him back there to race with the Sharks that are all behind him.
Yeah, now Dylan Wilson will go down to the bottom as we got cars spinning behind them. I do believe it was the number 42 of Virgil Graham going around. I caught the end of it. I saw one car going around, and then all of a sudden Virgil was nowhere in sight. So I believe the number 42, your car going around causing the latest caution, but right as that was happening, Dylan Wilson went down to the bottom and was about to go around the 127 as they were really making a move down there for that race lead.
Yeah, that was good racing going on back there as well. I think this one, we saw Virgil Graham go around. I believe it was Howard Weaver's 07 that may have made a little tad bit of contact with him. We'll see if race control has changed it. You know, they see that same way, but the call has come out from these guys. It is going to be a single file restart the rest of the night. Believe we are working. I think I saw lap number 35 go by on the race scroll as these guys count the laps here in these last 30 laps. They are all scored green flag. It says 41 on the screen, but we have 35 of those in the books. 60 is the main event distance, so 25 laps remaining in our A main. A tough break for Virgil Graham's 42 was up in the top 3. Unfortunately, there a little bit of contact with, I believe it was a red car. I believe it was Howard Weaver's 07 car that just got in the right rear of the 42 that sent him around. So these guys have been racing hard like this all night long. It's only inevitable that eventually, the way these cars sling themselves sideways, that there's going to be some eventual contact and really fast cars sent to the rear.
Yeah, and Blake Majulis is not liking this now that they've gone to the green flag only laps. He's wanting to get this thing done. And unfortunately, he's getting the field stacked back up, and he can't make laps right now. He's just wanting to make laps and get out of here with the win. But once again, that stacks Dylan Wilson right behind him. We'll see if Wilson has been able to figure out these restarts with the 127 car, Phil. Like you said, Blake Majulis really, really taking it to him here on these restarts.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go single file here. Blake Majulis, Dylan Wilson, going to have him now trapped back there, single file. Let's see if Blake gets that big restart there. Dylan not going to let him get away. Green flag back in the air. 3 car lengths this time. Blake gets into turn number 1 and 2. 35 laps in the book. You see Dylan there running in second. Kendall Tucker's up the third. Howard Weaver is fourth. And how about the 44 of Blake Cannon? Had to come for the B main. He has now cracked the top 5 in the 44 car.
Yeah, Blake Cannon in that 5th spot, but Dylan Wilson challenging down to the bottom. He's going to stay glued to the back bumper of that 127 as we go through 1 and 2. Here he goes. He's got the advantage down to the inside. We're going to go side by side for the race lead out of turn number 4. Blake Majulis will go to the high side once again and keep the lead. Now Wilson will go a little higher than that 127. Can he make a run up top as the 127 has to challenge back down to the top side? Dylan Wilson pressing through 3 and 4. He could take this lead in a few laps.
Well, he certainly could. He's giving it a really good shot. Majulis having to hold off. The best challenge of the night right now from Dylan Wilson. Howard Weaver's 07. He's kind of just innocently sneaked his way into that number 3
slide
position.
Job.
As now we see a slide job for the lead. Wilson's made his way around. Look at Majulis back to the inside. Well, we can put the steak and the chicken on hold, the hot dogs. We are throwing sliders here at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dylan Wilson back to the inside in 3 and 4.
Slide job once again for the race lead as the number 80 of Dylan Wilson goes to the top side and will take the lead into turn number 1. Majulis will go back down to the bottom. He cannot make the move. Dylan Wilson, your new race leader. He will lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Majulis will fall back to the second spot and have to contend with the 07 of Howard Weaver. Weaver moving up quickly in that number 07 car as Blake Cannon in the top 5. Majulis running right there behind the number 80 as they head down the backstretch.
What a great race going on now up there for the lead. Wilson and Majulis been throwing sliders back and forth at each other. I've been watching Howard Weaver's 07 trying to sprinkle himself into the fray. Kendall Tucker's 00 was there. Blake Cannon is there. Austin Carr running in the 6th spot. He's trying to keep toe with these guys up front in the top 5. But the story right now up front, Dylan Wilson versus Blake Majulis. I've been waiting for the 80 car to get up front. Well, he made runaway and high. Now is 42 laps on the board. We are under 20 to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Majulis trying to make a move back around that number 80 car, but Dylan Wilson has that advantage. Howard Weaver sitting in the 3rd spot, hoping for a mistake by the number 80 and the number 127. We will see if he can hold on to that 3rd spot and possibly contend for this lead as we're coming down to the end. We're about to get 44 laps in the books, Phil, as Majulis trying to get there in that race lead once again. Dylan Wilson really impressing in that number 80.
Yeah, really impressive the run the 80 car has had. I've been kind of finding some really good racing going on for about 5th on back. I found Blake Cannon's 44 locked in a great battle with the 1 of Austin Carr right behind the 1. A really terrific run tonight for Kendall Tucker's 00. Those guys have been throwing some dirt at each other. Put Blake now up to the 4th spot. Austin up to 5th. Kendall Tucker now dropping back out of the top 5 for the first time all night in the 00. But the story is up front. Can Dylan Wilson hold off one more charge from Blake Majulis? We got 46 laps down, so under 15 laps to go. Right now, advantage 80 car, a good 2-car length advantage over Blake Majulis as they exit turn 4.
Wilson is hitting his marks in that number 80 car. Blake Cannon coming from the 24th position to 4th. Can he make more? He's hoping for a caution to make a few more moves and possibly challenge for this race win. But Majulis and Wilson have been the class of this A feature all night long as they're running the top shelf through 1, 8, and 2. Majulis down within a car length of the number 80, Phil. You have to believe Majulis is going to try to set up that number 80 as we come down to 11 to go this time by.
11 laps remaining here in our 60-lap main event for the D1RT Racing Jackpot Modified Series presented by Team VLR. This time around, 50 laps going to go on the board, 10 more trips around. Can Dylan Wilson hold on? Blake Majulis there, riding there, waiting for that one more opportunity, because I think you know, Jake, when that car comes to the inside, we may start throwing slide jobs for the lead. That may be advantage Howard Weaver in the 07. Is able to run these guys down in the top 2. Instead of just kind of biding his time, here comes Blake to the inside. We may have a race for the lead as they hit turn 1.
Throw a blanket over the top 3 as Howard Weaver has made his way into that. Blake Cannon right now, the fastest car on the speedway, and that number 44 as the 127 gets in the wall. He slid back and now a huge lead for Dylan Wilson. But meanwhile, Blake Cannon lurking in that 4th spot, looking to get around Howard Weaver and contend for this race lead as we're coming to 7 to go.
And look at the move. The 44 makes a power move to the inside. Blake Cannon now is 44 car from 24th up now to the 3rd spot. Does he have enough time? The fastest car here in Charlotte right now. Can he chase down Blake Majulis? Can he chase down Dylan Wilson? Dylan's got 15 car lengths on him. The top 3 are racing there. Single file off of 4. Dylan Wilson hits the line. 54 down in the books.
Dylan Wilson, your race leader. He's got lap traffic in front of him. Blake Majulis in 2nd. Blake Cannon now in that 3rd spot. Cannon going down to the bottom. He's going to try to make a move for that 2nd position as Cannon going to fall back into the 3rd position where he was sitting. Cole Newhoffen right in front of your race leader. We'll see if Dylan Wilson will get up with that car as we come through 3 and 4, Phil. The laps are running out for Majulis and Cannon.
Yep, we're going to put 56 on the board. 4 more trips around the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dylan Wilson having to contend with lap traffic and 2 really fast hot rods behind him with Blake Majulis in the 127 and the 44 car of Blake Cannon. It's a 6-car length advantage. Right now, Wilson holding through that traffic perfectly. 3 laps to go here at the line. We call it 8 car lengths there. Dylan Wilson, clear racetrack ahead off of turn 2.
Dylan Wilson loving what he's seeing out in front of him. He cannot feel those cars behind him. He knows he's out to a big lead here as 2 laps to go as we go into turn number 1. Dylan Wilson goes up high. Blake Majulis will sit in that second spot, but he's going to have to contend with Blake Cannon, who's charging up. They're all hoping for a caution here late, Phil, as we're coming to the white flag. One more trip around for Dylan Wilson.
One more trip around the 4/10 mile here in Charlotte. Dylan Wilson off of turn number 2 with some clean racetrack ahead. A 7-car length advantage into turn number 3. He swings it down to the low side, up through the middle, on the throttle pedal, checkered flag in the air. Race number 6 will go to Dylan Wilson in car number 80. Blake Majulis in for the second spot. Blake Cannon will finish up third. It's going to be Kendall Tucker third. Blake Cannon fourth. Austin Carr with a good solid top 5. A pass there in the last lap. The 44 made that late mistake off of turn number 2, hitting the outside wall. It is Kendall Tucker in for that third spot.
What a race we had tonight as Dylan Wilson did everything he had to do to get up there in that race lead. Blake Majulis coming home second. You got a feel for him after he dominated his heat race, dominated early on here in the feature. Kendall Tucker getting that third spot, and Blake Cannon, the Cinderella for tonight in the B feature. He had a podium spot, but looks like Kendall Tucker got around him there at the line, Phil. We're going to get these guys up and ready to go for these interviews.
Absolutely right. Dylan Wilson going to go into victory lane. A great run for the 80 car. And he picks up a very, very big race win. Great run for Blake Majulis to 127. How about Kendall Tucker's 00 coming in? Try to chase all these guys down in the top 3. So give me a second there, Jake. We'll get them all squared away, and we will talk to all 3 of our top 3 finishers tonight for our 60-lap A main here for the Jackpot Modified Series.
Yeah, once again, Phil, what a great night of racing here in the D1RT Jackpot Modified Series. Great racing up front with Dylan Wilson taking home the win. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. The stream is not quite over as we're going to get these interviews going as Phil Lacasse chasing down some guys to bring them up here with us for the post-race interviews. Once again, if you want to donate to the channel, make sure to hit up those star donations on Facebook. Make sure to check out the latest episode of The Race Shop Live. It went up last night, our interview with Casey Schumann, legendary non-wing driver there. Casey Schumann, he'll be at the Chili Bowl and the Gateway Nationals this weekend. So it was really cool to have him on there last night. As well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we're going to be back here tomorrow night with the DWR Wednesday night street fights with the street stocks.
Absolutely, Jake, and just getting squared away here with our top 3. Kendall Tucker did finish up third, but what I'm understanding, he is not going to be able to communicate with us. So what I'm going to do down here, I am going to bring Kendall into the conversation, but it sounds like it is going to be Blake Cannon going to do the interview there for Kendall. So, Blake, I'm going to ask you there. You and Kendall put on a hell of a run for that third spot. A mistake off of turn 2 and that 00 that's sooking you. Tell us about that run you two guys had. That was really good.
Well, me and Kendall, we run really good, and it was tough for both of us. He started really good up front, and I started in the back, so to be able to finish third and fourth was really good. He was faster than me at the end, so for him to finish third was really good, and I'm happy for him.
Now tell us how that racetrack came in for both of those cars. You had to pass a lot of cars coming from the back. Kendall had a really good starting spot tonight up there running on the outside of the front row, taking the green flag for the 60-lap feature. He was able to maintain that spot up near the top 5 all night versus you had to pass an awful lot of race cars. How did the racetrack transition from the drop of the green flag onto the end of this main event?
The racetrack changed a whole bunch, Starting in the back, I just had to go wherever anybody else wasn't, so I rolled the bottom for the first half of the race, just trying to make up spots, trying to pass people, and then luckily I was able to pass a good bit of them. When the top come in, I was in a good spot to keep rolling. All right.
Well, I know I got you and Kendall up here, so I'm going to give you the floor one more time. If you guys got any sponsors to thank or friends out there watching, the floor is all yours, bud, to do that right now for the both of you.
Yeah, I think Kendall has a few people to thank. Here you go.
Hey, y'all guys can hear me. I would like to thank all the guys at D6 Motorsports. We put this deal together about a week or so ago, and the carryover that it's had, it's really just helped tremendously for everybody all in. I gotta give Blake props. He had a good run tonight. He had a good points tonight, so I think that set him up pretty good in the points, and I fell back to had a little bad luck there at the middle of the season, so it's good to finally put together a full night. And like I said, just got to give a big thanks to all the guys at Z6, Hayden, Blake, Mason, Daniel, and Jordan. He had a good run tonight as well.
Terrific run for both of you guys. Kendall, congratulations on that third spot, and Blake, for you with a fourth place finish. Congratulations, you guys. I'm going to throw it over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Jake Keel, who I believe is run down trackside to catch up on runner-up finisher. That is Mr. Blake Machula. So, Jake, down to you there, bud.
Yes, I'm standing down here with the driver of the black-white number 127, Blake Matulis. Blake, you had a great run tonight. You looked like the car to beat early on, winning your heat race, dominating the early half of the A feature. What happened there with Dylan Wilson and with that second place finish?
Yeah, I had that bottom stroll in there in the beginning, got the lead, and started moving my way up there to the cushion there, and then about halfway, Dylan just had that bottom stroll and just a little bit better. And I was just a little bit behind, and Dylan just had the better car there. So,
well, you had a great run all night long. It looked like you were going to take home this A feature win by a mile, but that's how racing happens sometimes. Is there, how does it feel to bring home a second place finish here in the Jackpot Modified Series after trying so hard tonight to pick up that A feature?
Actually, it feels amazing. After a DNF last week due to internet issues and not really good finishes in the early stages of the series, it feels really good to get a second. But first would have been great, but Dylan was just better. So hats off to him.
Well, you had a really good night. Dylan Wilson was able to get around you there late to pick up that A feature win. As always, we're going to let you take the floor here. And if you got anybody you want to thank, anybody you want to shout out, the floor is all yours, Dylan. Or Blake, I'm sorry. Take it away.
Yeah, just got to thank Josh Hansen, Gabe Blaisdell at Rubbered Up, and Spencer Swafford at Highside Graphics. Team VLR for the series and Dirt. All the admins for all they do for such a great series. And you guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, Blake. We're glad to have you up here in the booth with us. Bill, I believe you've ran down there into Victory Lane, chasing down the driver of the number 80 car, Dylan Wilson. Why don't you take it away, Phil?
I'm sure this one's going to be a long time coming. Down here in Victory Lane, the champagne is flying. Dylan Wilson picks up the win here tonight in our 60-lap A main for the Jackpot Modified Series. Dylan, buddy, great run all night long. Car was stout off the truck, great in qualifying. Picked up the win of the heat race. Now here in the A main in Victory Lane, you passed a lot of race cars. You were one of the few able to go down to the bottom and make those passes happen. How'd you make that work? That was impressive.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, I actually saw Blake. I think he was right in front of me, maybe fifth, sixth in the early laps. He went to the bottom, and I saw him drive right to the lead. So I changed my line, and I think I got up to battle into third there until the yellow came out. And yeah, the track really widened out at the end, so I was just trying to be smooth and be clean and get to the finish. And Blake raced me really clean there when we were racing for the lead. So hats off to him on the second place finish and a good race and a good finish.
Now, when did you know that you had a good enough car to maybe make that move around him, knowing full well a guy like Blake is probably going to throw a slide job or two at you? But when did you know for sure when you got out front that, now I got it, I don't think he's going to catch me now, and you were able to start driving away a little bit?
Yeah, usually when somebody has a nose on you, whether beside you at your left rear quarter or whatever, you kind of know they're going to throw something at you in the corner. So you back out early. That way you can either turn under them or you can gas it up and go around them. And you just help yourself not be put in a bad position. So that's what I did. I crossed him over one time, and I think he still left me a lane up there, but I was committed to diving under him. And we raced back and forth a few laps. It was fun. It was clean. Yeah, I'm just happy to get out of here on top. That was fun.
Yeah, this one's probably a good long time coming for you. You've been knocking on the door all year long. Finally picking up a win here live on Full Velocity TV. Great to see the 80 car finally parked down here, Dylan, as we always do here. And, of course, with the big winner of Victory Lane, I'm going to hand you this mic one more time. There is a great crowd watching tonight. We're on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube. We are on Twitch TV. So the floor is all yours. Anybody out there to shout out to?
Oh, yeah.
Salute them all now.
I got a bunch. Jim at Supermoon Graphics, he built the skin. It's a beautiful ride, and it looked good, and it's going to look good in Victory Lane. And thanks to Rocket over at D1RT. He puts the whole team together and all our teammates over there. I don't want to name them all off because I'll forget somebody. But everybody over there, thanks to Jeff Brown over at iRacing Flag. He sponsors me. I think that's it. Thanks to everybody.
Well, that's awesome there. Dylan Wilson picking up a big win here tonight in car number 80. What a race, Jake. Todd said before when this race started, when Charlotte got picked, he got excited because he knows this place always puts on some awesome racing, and it certainly lived up tonight. Probably the most competitive race we have seen from these guys all year long. And Dylan Wilson, he's been close all season, finally takes one home here tonight as our big winner.
Yes, he did, Phil. It was, like you said, it was a great close night of racing here at the dirt track in Charlotte. Dylan Wilson making all the right moves to end up in victory lane. But, it was a great night all the way through. We had cars. We had finishes right down the line all night long. Great qualifying races. Guys running up through traffic all the way into the top 5, Phil. It was a great night. I'm glad we were able to be here tonight for Full Velocity TV, Full Velocity Radio for us all. Once again, it was a great night of racing. I'm real happy we were able to bring this to the folks at home.
Absolutely, and always good to come over to Team VLR anytime we can. We've been parked here every Tuesday night for the last couple of weeks, but Todd, we've been talking about it here for a couple of weeks now. That iRacing iFlag Back to Blue Turkey Gobbler 100 coming up here Thursday night. We switch from the modifieds over to the street stocks for what is going to be a loaded 100-lap main event, 120 entries. I know we've been just chomping at the bit to get to Thursday all week long. What can you take away from tonight? You see the car count and the loaded field we got here? Double that coming up Thursday night. Can you believe what we're going to see?
Going to be a fantastic show in the Gobbler, and it's going to be at Knoxville. So 120 entries in there. 2 of the entries we gave away from Full Velocity TV. Those guys, winners, were Martin Karch and David Day was an alternate. And the guy that elected to win, he says his connection was bad. He didn't want to get involved into the big race with a bad connection. Kudos to the guy that did win. That was Blake Neer. He did win the drawing, but he did not want to get involved and ruin a great race going on out there. So it went on to our secondary entry, or well, I should say our first alternate, David Day. And it's going to be a fantastic showing Thursday night back over here. And we're going to see 3 and 4 wide racing in Knoxville. And we're going to see a lot of the same faces we have seen on Full Velocity TV and then some. I mean, we got the DWR guys, a lot of those guys coming over and racing here in VLR. You got some of the guys that feel that they're very, very competitive in the street stocks. You're going to see those guys up against probably the best in the world in the pros series and different stuff like that. In iRacing, you're going to see a fantastic showing, I do believe.
Cannot wait for Thursday night. Cannot wait till tomorrow, Jake Keel, as we get to go back over to Dirt Warrior Racing. The season finale for Season 3 for Wednesday night street fights. We're going to go back tomorrow, pay a visit to Jim and to Jason, to Eric, the entire gang over there. We've seen Barrett Bishop win races recently. We've seen E.J. Jones have a great year. Are you ready for the Season 3 finale tomorrow night? That is going to be a great time. We head over to DWR over at Lanier.
I am ready for it, Phil, but I am also not ready for that series to be over, as it's a great series all year long with close racing right down to the wire there in DWR. It's another race you will not want to miss, especially on that short track. They're going to be 2-3 wide there at Lanier. It's going to be a great night of racing.
Certainly is. Dirt Warrior Racing going to be a place to be. We're going to be back over here Thursday night at Team VLR for that Gobbler 100. Friday night, 305 Sprint Car Racing for Har Motorsports. And then a big one coming up Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. the Indianapolis 500K. That is right. Full Velocity TV going out to the pavement in the Indy cars at the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 9 p.m. Friday night. Going to hang out with the guys over at the IORL. That is going to be a great time for us as well. So we're going to be loaded here all week. Get a hold of us here, Full Velocity TV on Facebook. Send us an email, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. Those stars donations on Facebook can go there as well. You want to get a hold of us here and be a part of our sponsorship package, you can also do that there by contacting us through our email or dropping us right here on our Facebook portal at Full Velocity TV. So for all the guys over here at Team VLR, our sponsors, Spatafora Firearms and DirtSeries.com, for our graphics guy, Mr. Martin Karch, for Jake Keel, for Todd Stanton, I am Phil Lacasse. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at DWR for another great round of Full Velocity TV.